Good morning. Uh, as many of you know, I've just completed a trek of 200 miles from the city of Fort Worth down to Austin. Um, the reason I walked was to bring some type of action now towards bettering police and community relations. Every step of the way I took, I walked every foot of every mile. And right now, both my feet are swollen, both my ankles are swollen, there's numbness in my legs, but I'm still undeterred because my mission wasn't just to make it to Austin. My mission was to bring a sense of urgency to this matter. Because every day across the country, police officers and citizens are having contacts. Every day across Texas, police officers and citizens are having contacts. And the police officers are afraid. The citizens are afraid. The police officers, good ones, want change. Citizens in the communities want change. And so we have to bridge the gap between the police and the communities in which they serve. The current atmosphere is simply unsustainable, and it's dangerous for everyone. We cannot have an us against them mentality from the community to the police. We cannot have an us against them mentality from the police towards the communities in which they serve. And not too long ago, I saw our governor when he attended George Floyd's funeral state that Texas can do something about this, and that it looks like it may be time for a George Floyd Act. And I agree with our governor that steps can be taken. And so I reached out, I did research, I spoke with anyone who had knowledge on the area to gather information, to see what could I contribute to this effort, and to show the level of desperation and urgency and my commitment towards restoring the relationship between the police and the community. I was willing to walk 200 miles in August, and it ended up being the hottest week of the year, I believe. That was not my plan, but it ended up that way. But I walked 200 miles to show the governor that I'm committed to this effort. And I, as many others have verbalized, was disappointed that the governor was not here. I have never spoken ill of the governor, nor will I. We need our governor. We need the influence in his pen. Because a pen in the hands of a Texas governor contains life and death. Why can't that same pen contain equality, dignity, self-respect, peace? So, yes, I was disappointed that the governor was not here, but I also believe that he can be the person to start this process of healing. I want him to be the next governor in the long line of Texas governors to show leadership in tough times. And so I'm not here to disparage him. I'm here to encourage him. I'm here to lift him up. I'm here to push him. And so in coming here, the mission was to meet with the governor, express to him some ideas, and let him know that police and citizens of Texas are both wanting reform. And so he and I still remain on one accord with that, in that regard, because when he spoke in Fort Worth, he didn't say anything that in any way took away from what I'm presenting to him. I didn't come down here, and none of the things that I'm going to bring to him have anything to do with how police funds are allocated. But the governor still reiterated and recognized that there is still a problem. There's a problem that he recognized with police brutality, that is having bad cops in the department and finding ways to make the departments better through training and other venues. And so we are still on one accord. And the things that I hope to bring to him may plant some seeds. They may not. But we still have to be able to have open discussions, even about difficult topics. And so I'm willing to wait here in Austin until I see the governor. I know the governor's busy. I know we're in a pandemic. I know school's about to start, and there's uncertainty about that. I know there's uncertainty about the economy. But every day, police and citizens are having contacts, and we should do everything we can as quickly as we can with a sense of urgency to start taking steps to make sure that those contacts can end as safely as possible. I know that not every situation is going to end up with a warm, fuzzy hug. And, you know, there are bad people in the world. The devil is still on his post. But there are good people who just want to do their jobs and go home and be with their families. And there are good people who want the police to be able to do their jobs and treat them with dignity and respect when they make minor infractions or don't become the judge and the jury on the street. I'm here for those people. I'm here for the people who stopped me along the way and said, "We believe in what you're doing, and I brought my sons out here to take pictures with you." That happened on more than one occasion with people of varying ethnicities would pull up and shake my hand and say, "I believe in what you're doing." I thank all of the people who prayed for me because they understand that this is a serious issue. It hurt my heart to know that we're still fighting issues that I saw on a 60 Minutes segment that was over 50 years old and could have been filmed today. We cannot kick the can on police and community relations down the road. We owe it to our nieces, our nephews, our sons, our daughters, so that they won't have to deal with this in the future and they can unify and make Texas what she's supposed to be. And Texas can then say, we have a way to do this, and America can take note, and America can be what she's supposed to be. And so I don't plan on leaving Austin until I see the governor. I didn't ask for an hour. I didn't ask for 30 minutes. I just asked for a few moments of his time, and I believe in him. And I believe he'll give it to me. I didn't walk 200 miles to see an aide. I came to see the governor. People have told me, "Leon, police officers, get this in front of the governor. When you see him, tell him about our program shop talk that's working. We want him to know about it. You know, tell him about this other program that we know, Epic, that came out of New Orleans, and from Epic came a program called ABLE. You know, police officers want me to get to the governor. And so one thing that you all should know about Marines, the two primary Marine Corps leadership objectives are mission accomplishment and troop welfare, in that order. Accomplish the mission. That is the preeminent leadership objective. My mission in coming to Austin was not to take a picture in front of the Capitol. My mission in coming to Austin was to meet with our governor and let him know that there are people ready, willing, able, and wanting to figure out a way to better police and community relations. And I didn't want to walk to Austin, but I was willing to walk to Austin to let him know that on behalf of all of these hundreds of thousands of people, we believe in him and we want him to get it done. So I will be staying in Austin. I will be starting tomorrow. I will be down at the Capitol building, even on the weekends, every day, from 9 o'clock a.m. until 11, and from 2 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. to wait to hear from the governor's office. I'll try to be ready at a moment's notice to present myself in a favorable manner, because when I came down here, I didn't have any clothes or anything suitable. I wanted the governor to see a man who was committed enough to walk 200 miles. I wanted him to see every one of those 200 miles. But now the situation has changed. I'll have to get clothes, maybe buy a pair of jeans or something down here to at least have on while I wait. And if he sees me, I hope he'll forgive my attire at the time. I did send back to have somebody bring me a suit in case the opportunity avails itself. And I don't need much time. And right now, it's not even about my letter to him. Right now, I want him to just listen to some of the ideas that I have. And I'm not so filled with hubris that I'm saying my ideas are the end all, but I did do some research. I have spoken with people about them, and I think they make common sense. And so we just have to figure out a way to at least get the conversations started, so that even if not one of my ideas is used, that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is that we as Texans accomplish the mission, and I believe that we can, of bettering police and community relations. So my ideas are just a starting point, but I'm here to help, and there are other lawyers like me who are here to help. There are other citizens who are depending on us and depending on our state representatives to put politics aside. There are police officers depending on us to get this resolved and put politics aside, because they don't want to be looked at as pariahs in their communities. And so that's what I'm here for. And again, my staying here until I see the governor is not an act of defiance. It is an act of desperation, because we desperately need to get this matter addressed. And when the legislature convenes in January, I'm hoping that we'll be well down the road and having proposals ready for them to address when they get back. So keep praying for me. This is difficult for me. It's not a position that I intended to be in, and I want to make it plain that I am not any type of, in any way, a threat to our governor. I'm here to encourage him and push him because he is our governor right now, and we need him to lead. And so in that regard, pray for soft ears on his part, pray for a soft heart on his part, pray for a proper spirit on my part, and I hope I'm presenting it in such a way. And then just don't give up hope on your neighbor. Don't give up hope on humanity, because I don't want to live in a world without hope. So I believe in what we can do together. So let's do this together. God bless you. And as I've become accustomed to saying, hallelujah, holla back.